Welcome to a new reading vlog. It is week 2 of the massive readathon. I apologize for my appearance. This evening really got away from me. I was gonna film the intro, then take a shower, but instead I spent like an hour and a half singing through the Hamilton soundtrack, and then took a shower and forgot that I had to film this intro. So hello, welcome. So it is week 2 of the massive readathon, and I am on my next prompt, and it is for Melisande, which was the prompt for a book starting with the letter M. I have started Message Not Found, and the writing in this book is incredible. I'm literally highlighting every single page. Like, just her writing is astoundingly good. The premise is also really cool but really sad. Basically, we have Vanessa and Bailey. They are best friends. They've been best friends since they were 10. And one night, Vanessa comes over to Bailey's house. They have some champagne. There's a snowstorm. Vanessa gets a weird text. We don't know what the text is. She looks really kind of worried and a little weirded out, and so she suddenly leaves in the middle of a snowstorm and drives home. Bailey is very concerned about her, and when she doesn't respond to her texts or calls, she's extremely concerned. She finds out that Vanessa has run her car off the road in the middle of the snowstorm and has sadly passed away. But what is strange is that Vanessa was not headed home. Where her car went off the cliff, she was driving up the mountain instead of towards her home. But no one knows why she was going that way. And Bailey, who thought she knew everything about her best friend, is completely befuddled by all of this and is feeling guilty as well, because she was texting Vanessa seemingly as the accident happened. Vanessa was distracted by texting. She also had champagne in her system. It was a snowstorm. So Bailey feels really responsible, even though it's not her fault at all. Bailey has a very cool mom who started a tech firm. One of her mom's earliest projects was creating a chatbot that is made out of another person. So, for example, you could take your best friend and take all of their texts and their emails and their journal entries and Facebook posts and put them into this program, and the program would develop an AI that would respond to your messages very similar to that person. And unbeknownst to her mom, Bailey steals this sort of like code, this application. Her mom never went live with it or anything. She's just a project she had worked on when she was younger. So Bailey takes it and puts Vanessa into there. And so as we're going through the story, Bailey is constantly texting this Vanessa chatbot that she created. It's a really clever way of dealing with grief, and it's really heartbreaking. But there's also this kind of mystery involved where it's like, what was Vanessa up to? And right now it's kind of Bailey trying to come to terms with, while Vanessa is her best friend in the entire world, Vanessa kept secrets from her. And there are maybe parts of Vanessa that she doesn't know. And yeah, it's just astoundingly good. I think I already said that. I've actually read quite a bit. I'm just under halfway through. So I'll check back in with you guys once I've read a little bit more, let you know how it's going. My last video, I'm trying to hit 20 books this month. This is currently my 4th read. I'm whizzing through it. I only started it, I think, yesterday. Maybe the evening. I think I started this like Sunday evening. It's Tuesday now. So still on track to get a lot of reading done. And yeah, welcome to the new vlog. And oh my God, it just started pouring with rain. Okay, I have finished my 4th book. Yes. I have finished my 4th book, Message Not Found. Easy 5 out of 5 stars for me. There was a couple of interesting twists that I definitely didn't see coming. This is not a thriller. These are sort of more like emotional twists, but I thought that it was a really fascinating look at, you know, like how even the people that we love and think we know the most still have secrets, because we're all humans at the end of the day with secrets. And this is very much just a young woman coming to terms with the fact that the best friend she knew and loved had secrets, just like everyone does, and coming to terms with how to mourn someone that you don't know 100% even though you thought you did. So it was quite emotional. It was very moving. And I really want to pick up this author's debut book, The Truth Project, because I really enjoyed her writing. Very powerful writer. So I am a big fan. Book 5 is going to be The Daughter of Red Winter, which is an arc that was sent to me by Tort Nightfire. And this book goes on sale June 28th. And for the prompt, I'm using the prompt skull on the cover because there's a bunch. Four skulls. Just started it, only 20 pages in. Very slow going so far. It's weird because it's like there's a lot that's happened in the first 20 pages and it's very exciting, but it's very slow to read. The writing is quite well done, but definitely wordy, I would say. And I'm not going to give you guys too much information about this one because obviously I'm not allowed to, and it's not fair since this book isn't on shelves yet. But the opening chapter is basically the synopsis, and have a young woman named Rain who can see spirits, but in this fantasy world, those who can see the ghosts of dead people are not looked upon fondly, so she's kept it a secret most of her life. Her and this group of kind of female monks, in a way, are on the run because the group of monk women kind of let slip that they can see the dead, and now this sort of like town leader is hunting them down to kill them because, again, it's not okay in this world that people can see the dead. But Rain doesn't think they can actually see the dead because Rain can, and she hasn't told anyone, and she thinks this kind of like group of monk sisters, they're kind of more like a little bit of a cult, and this religious group are hiding out in an old monastery, an old abandoned monastery, and the town leader and his army are sort of waiting outside to take them down. And Rain goes on a little investigation to see if she can find a way out, and she finds a back exit and she sneaks out, but then she finds a young woman dying, and her name is Hazia, and she rescues this young woman. And while she's rescuing her, she sees a ghost, and the ghost talks to her and saves her and this young woman. And the ghosts in this world do not do that. They don't see the living, and the living don't see them. So this is very strange why this ghost would be able to see Rain and also speak to her and make almost magic happen. So that's sort of where we're at in the first 20 pages. Maybe I'll give like a little bit of an update later on just to kind of give you a general plot, and then I'll just be sharing like thoughts and feelings. But yeah, it's Thursday evening, so Critical Role tonight, EXU Calamity episode 3. It is pouring with rain. It is very cold, so I'm gonna light some candles and curl up in my bed and read until Critical Role. Look at that frickin' map.
Wait, what is that big
Dang.
telescopy thing? The big telescopy thing. Good enough. I'll move around. Get up, move around, see what you
have no plans. We should put like a montage of me just every Friday and Saturday going, I have no plans this weekend. I have no plans. But Mitch is actually out all weekend recording. So I have the apartment to myself for the next 48 hours, and I would like to get a ton of reading done. So I am still on Daughter of Red Winter. It's definitely slow going. There are things happening, like the story is moving itself along, but I think because the last few books I've read have been very, very fast paced, that this is kind of, it feels really slow to me, even though I don't think it's actually that slow. I was struggling with the magic system at first, but I think I'm starting to understand it now. And their magic system is sort of based on these, what they call gates, and there's 7 levels of magic that you can access, which is really interesting. And the 6th and 7th, the 6th level of magic, which is basically something like death magic, I'm thinking like necromancy, is forbidden in this world. And the 7th level has not been achieved in like thousands and thousands of years. The history is really boring to me. I'm not a big history person, especially in fantasy books. And there's quite a bit of it so far, which I'm not enjoying. But I am really enjoying the writing for sure. There's some really beautiful descriptions in this book and some really sassy comments from our main character, who I'm enjoying her a lot. Right now, she's been through something very traumatic, and she's discovered that she actually has access to the first gate level of magic, which she had no clue about. So she's sort of just discovering this new version of herself right now, which is an interesting path to follow. Yeah, I would like to try and get this finished today, even though it is a slow burn, but I literally have nothing to do except maybe some laundry later, so I'm just gonna buckle down and read. Okay, so I did a bit more reading. I am just under halfway through now. Still a little dry, pushing through. Hoping that it's going to get more exciting and a little bit more like things are happening. It's not just a lot of walking around and talking and history lessons. Let's hope for the best. And then I did a bunch of errands, and then I popped over to Bath and Body Works because they're having their big summer sale. So I got a bunch of candles for super cheap. First one, strawberry pound cake. Smells exactly like strawberry pound cake. And then pink apple punch, some, fun summer smells. And then the last one I got was raspberry mimosa. Now I'm going to do a few more errands that I need to do, and then I'm going to get back to reading.
Welcome to Dimension 20 Coffin Run. I am your game master and your story weaver, Jasmine, that bronze girl puller, and it is my honor and privilege to be present here today in the infamous D20 Dome.
I have finished Daughter of Redwinter. It will be a 3 out of 5 stars for me, which is a shame because this was definitely on one of my most anticipated reads list of the year. Don't get me wrong, it is still an enjoyable read, and I think for certain types of fantasy fans, this is going to be one of their favorite books of the year. I'm not a big history fantasy fan person, and I read the author bio after I finished, and I guess he has like a bunch of history degrees, so it makes sense that, you know, he would put his knowledge into a fantasy world. But yeah, there was a lot of like history and talk of different battles and leaders, but it's only slightly relevant to the plot, and I'm sure a lot of it will come back the rest of the books that are going to come out in this series, but it really dragged it down for me. I agree with a lot of people on Goodreads who say that the last third of this book is the best. 100%. The last third of this book is so exciting and thrilling and like fantasy goodness, and that kind of saved it for me. There was a couple of twists at the end that I liked that I didn't see coming, and yeah, it was just the 2/3 of the book were hard for me to connect with. They were quite slow. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I found it hard to connect to a lot of the characters again until the last third of the book. So definitely a little bit long-winded, but the writing was really well done. It's just not my vibe, for sure. I probably will not pick up the rest of the series when it comes out, but I'm really glad that Tor sent me a copy of this and that I got to, you know, have a read and experience the world, because like I said, the last third was awesome and I don't regret it. So yeah, that's it. And this is book 5 of the Massive Readathon, done and done. And now I gotta figure out what I want to read next. What will book 6 be? I'm gonna go figure it out. I'm going with the love hypothesis for the Lorcan prompt, which is grumpy sunshine trope, and I don't know if that's the case in this book. We'll find out. And I think I might be the last person in the world to read this one, but I thought this would be an appropriate bookmark, because if you know, you know. And I've also set myself up with a little bed, a little casual lounging space on the balcony. Can't wait until that last bit of scaffolding is down and we can see the ocean properly. But I'm gonna hang out with Opie and we're gonna take in the afternoon, relaxing on the balcony. I'm so dumb. It literally says on the back that it's the grumpy meets sunshine trope, which is great because that's the prompt I'm reading it for, but I could have just read the back and gotten proof. Okay, so I am just under 50 pages in and I am absolutely obsessed with Olive, our main character. She is such an anxiety queen. She's so overdramatic, and I feel really safe with Olive. She gets me a lot. For anyone out there who still hasn't read this book, I think I might be the last, but this is a fake dating trope romance where Olive is a PhD candidate, and she's recently gotten out of a relationship with this guy Jeremy. She wasn't super into him, but her best friend is super into him, but her best friend is being loyal. And even though the two of them, both ex and best friend, would make an amazing couple, Olive decides to kiss this guy and pretend that she's dating him so that her best friend will feel better about going out with her ex. But the guy that Olive kisses is a Dr. Adam Carlson, who is known around Stanford University as kind of a crank, kind of a dick. And she just kind of acted on instinct. He was there, she kissed him, she was like, let's just roll with it. And they have now kind of ended up in a fake date situation because it works for Olive. She really wants her best friend to be happy, and it works for Adam too, because Stanford is worried that he is going to be leaving them for another school because he doesn't have any ties here. But if he's fake dating, Stanford would be like, hey, maybe he's not looking to leave. So it's pretty far-fetched, but it's really funny and it's really cute. And look, it's not going to win a Pulitzer anytime soon, but it is bringing me a lot of joy. All right, you guys, it's time to wrap up this reading vlog because I have finished The Love Hypothesis, and that is my third book for this week, and that's 6 books in total so far for the month, which is so amazing. And yeah, I really enjoyed this so much. Olive, our main character, is just such an anxiety queen, and it was really soothing to read a character who has these like anxious spiraling thoughts, but it's also humorous because I like to deal with my mental illness by making jokes about it and making it comfortable for other people to talk about it. So Olive is my inner avatar for sure. The romance was really cute, and there was also some kind of dark stuff that happened in here. Like there's a big conversation on, you know, sexism and racism in academia, and also, you know, kind of one of the plot points is sexual harassment, and it's tough. Like that chapter is really tough to read, but it's handled really well, and overall it's this sort of really comforting, beautiful, lovely story about these two idiots falling in love, and I just had a really wonderful time reading it. So very much a 5 out of 5 stars for me. And that's it. Yeah, 3 books, we did it. So is this week 2? Yes, this is week 2. So we're ending week 2, and I will see you guys in the next video, which would be week 3. Will I be able to read another 3 books? Could I read 4 books? I don't know. But thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.